Hey! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Well, my name is Jeremy, aka... Well, come on! It's your boy, IPG, Red, Purple, Gold. Now, before we get into our brand new review today, let's just get over the easy stuff right off the bat. So you guys, as you know, as I always say, subscribe to the channel, like the video, use those comments down there to be able to leave any comments that you might like, and of course, make sure to ring that notification bell so that each time I put up a brand new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Well, you guys, like I said, we're back today again with a brand new review here on my ongoing series, RPG Reviews, Previews, and General News. Now, the new review that we're going to be doing tonight is a really special artist to me because I've been following her for quite a long time, and when she sort of made her first, big splash onto the scene, at the time, she was absolutely one of my favorite artists. And the new album that we're going to be doing a review on today is going to be the brand new album by Australian rapper Iggy Azalea. Now, the new album released on July 19th, 2019, and the name of the album is called In My Defense. Now, I'll start out, as I always do, by showing you the album cover art so you guys can be able to go and find it in the wild. And then what I want you to do is I want you to come right back here in those comment sections and let me know what you thought about the album as well, because I definitely want to hear your opinion. So here we go. So here is the album cover art for the new album In My Defense by Iggy Azalea. Pull that back one more time. So that is the album cover art for the brand new album by Iggy Azalea, In My Defense. Now, something that I was actually pretty surprised to learn by kind of, just getting ready for this review and, listening to the album as well, was that I actually didn't realize that in a technical way, this is only her real second studio album that she's put out under, more or less under a major label. Like, yeah, she's definitely done albums before this, but when she released her first, kind of groundbreaking album that really introduced her to, a national stage, was when she released the new classic back in 2014. Now, two things with that. Now, when I first heard the new classic, it was one of my absolute favorite albums of that year. But also at the same time, I'm actually kind of amazed because I'm very surprised in the fact that that album, being as good and just exploding over the scene as it really did, came out that many years ago. Like, I'm amazed to think about the fact that it's been 5 years since she came out with the new classic. And at the same time, now she did come out with a second album technically, but it really was just a re-release of the new classic with a few other songs that were included on the album. And so really it's not exactly the same thing as coming up with a whole second studio album. So that's just why I was saying that I was surprised by the fact that this really was her second full studio album release since the new classic. So I just thought that that was pretty crazy. I just didn't, with an artist that had such an explosive entrance like she did, it is just kind of amazing to think that she didn't even have a smattering of smaller albums in between that, and have that many years in between releasing her first big album to the second one. Now, you guys, as you know, I always love to do is to let you guys know some of my personal favorite songs from the album. But again, when you guys go and find the album in the wild, in that comment section, let me know what some of your favorite songs were. Because for me, for this album, all of the songs that she released as her singles, I actually don't have as some of my favorite songs. But my favorite songs on the new album, In My Defense, number 1, Thanks I Get, Clap Back, and Homita featuring Lil Yachty. Alright guys, so those were some of my favorite songs, but I know exactly why you love to be able to tune in to every one of my reviews. That is for the fact that you always want to know what my final score is going to be for the album. What's my final verdict going to be for the brand new album by Iggy Azalea, In My Defense? Now, I'm not gonna lie, this was sort of a very strange album for me because the very first time that I heard it, and I believe that I heard it for the first time when it released on the 19th, so I'm pretty sure that I saw it that day that it had come out, and I listened to the album that day. And when I heard it the very first time, I really, really liked it. I was like, wow. Like, to me it wasn't nearly as good as the new classic, but for the amount of just insane, like, you know, just the chart toppingness and just the overall sound of some of those singles that she had on the new classic, she didn't have those type of songs on this album, but she also wasn't defined by simply those songs and then all the other ones that were on the album were kind of just forgot about. Like, oh, well, if you weren't that song with, you know, Charlie XCX, oh, you know, then we're not gonna play in that pool. Well, the first time I heard it, like I said, I really, really liked the album. There were some songs that I absolutely loved, but on the whole, I was like, wow, this is a good album. Like, I liked it, you know, basically as a good album to be able to just be able to listen to, but also I had some true bangers on there that I was like, wow, like, okay, repeat, 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 I want to hear this again. However, though, I have found that each time I listen to part of the album or the whole album or really just the songs that aren't some of my favorites, I don't know, it's really strange, but I seem to find something new about it that I kind of don't really like. And each time I listen, I'm like, oh man, like, I don't understand why I initially thought that that song was that good, and now I don't really seem to be digging on it as much. But it just is interesting in that way. Like, it's very uncommon for me as the individual to initially really like an album, and then through subsequent viewings, kind of that overall positive appeal sort of starts to depreciate a little bit. It was interesting because most of the time I'm very much quick to, ooh, I don't like that, alright, I'm not even gonna try to, you know, listen to the rest of it because I don't think if this is the first 3 or 4 songs that I'm gonna like the next, you know, 7 or 8. So with this album, I really kind of have a little bit of a weird love-hate relationship with it. Like, again, like I said, some of the songs that I think are absolute bangers and that I'm constantly listening to them on repeat, I really love those songs, and I really constantly am listening to them over and over again. But at the same time, the more that I listen to it, some of the songs on the album I legitimately really don't like. Now, there's maybe no song that I'm like, ooh, I hate that. But at the same time, there is that dichotomy of the ones that I really don't like them, and the ones that I really do. So, like I said, this album really, to me, has a love-hate mix. And so, for that reason, I'm going to give the brand new album by Iggy Azalea, In My Defense, a 7 out of 10. Now, once again, let me repeat that score for the brand new album, In My Defense, by Iggy Azalea. I'm giving a final score of 7 out of 10. Well, you guys, thank you once again for stopping by and checking out another one of my album reviews here on the series RPG Reviews, Previews, and General News. Now, guys, come on, you know where you are right now in this moment. you've got it locked right here on the channel with your boy, IPG, Red, Purple, Gold. So until I come with my next video, my next review, maybe my next Above the Hype, who knows what it's gonna be, but until I come with that next video, peace.